Good morning, everyone. Ah, my cat didn't follow me in here. She was in here earlier while I was setting up, and she was curled up on my desk. I guess she decided she wasn't going to come back because she followed me to go make the coffee. Uh, right. Turn this off. Oh, is it called the memory? Yeah, they still existed. What, Freeze Pop? Yeah, oh yeah, they're still around. They did a Kickstarter a couple of years ago, and they just put out that album. Oh, I kickstarted that I remember that. That's when I lived at my old house, at my previous rental before I bought this house. Yeah. That was fun because they were having a countdown on like Facebook streaming. Uh oh, and yes, listen, turn if you're still on here, yeah, we're on for tomorrow. But yeah, I'm good. I'm also glad that you're free tomorrow. I hope everything's okay. Yeah, Guitar Hero. So yeah, that's the thing. They do get they got a lot of fans from Guitar Hero. Um, I went to I've seen them live once, and it was a bit annoying because I think a lot of the people there were just because of Guitar Hero because they're doing their performance and stuff, and I'm sure they have their planned out, I guess, itinerary or whatever you call it for bands to sing, and they have their own like performances and order they sing their songs. I think they were just like chilling and talking, and they're like everyone's like. They're not everyone, but a couple of people are like, "Dude, let's talk more wrongs." Like, yeah, we'll get to that. She sounded a bit annoyed about that. Yeah, they're set. Yeah, because they didn't perform "Let's Talk Tomorrow Rock." That was one of their last songs. So because they kind of like made it look like they left, and then I think they popped back out and started singing "Let's Talk More Rock." Uh, yeah, I found them quite. I think I first saw a furry flash animation. It really isn't much furry to it other than anthropomorphic characters. Just a quick little bit of their an encore set. Yeah, I'm not very big into music, and that was the first and probably the only band I've gone out actively to go see live because for whatever reason I'm not really that much big into music. I'll listen to it. It's not like I have anything against it, but it's not something I usually actively seek out. Usually, usually in my cold stare knows if I'm listening, sitting around just listening to music, that usually means I'm depressed or I'm in a bad place right now. Because that's the only time I really ever sit down and listen to music actively. Not necessarily not necessarily the only time, but most of the time. Yeah, um I I found like a quick. It was just a small animation somebody made of their song Science Genius Girl. I'm like, oh, this band sounds pretty neat, and I found them and they're like, oh, I really like dig their music. The music has really evolved. I mean, at first it's um if you go back to and listen to it, it's leaps ahead of what they're doing now, and they sound the music itself sounds different, but I still love the just their lyrics and usually their topics of music. Um, I like that their songs aren't always about love. Sometimes they're about just weird, random stuff. Like the first one like opener, I'm the anchor below or anchor to the world below. Like I not 100% sure what it that's about, but it sounds like it sounds like somebody trying to come down from a high or something. But I like how some of their songs get silly too. Uh, um, in terms of music, it's I just figure I think they're pretty like copyright free, or at least wouldn't strike or anything, especially since music from that album was kickstarted, so I assume that they were self-published on that. So, what I'm gonna play today is called Drakan. Well, I call it Drakan, but I know that's not how it's written or spelled because um I came across this game when I was young. I was probably like 13, 14, and honestly, English as a second language, reading comprehension wasn't all that great. And I wasn't well, even then, even I think if I was proficient at or more proficient at English than I was, and I was pretty okay at it, I think I still my reading comprehension or just my reading skills in general weren't that great. So I know it's Drakan, or that's how this game is spelled. Drakan. Drakan. I'm really big into music and sharing it. So yeah, the creeping darkness. I feel ya because I'm sure I drove a lot of my friends crazy about like sharing free spot because I know that feeling. It's like, ooh, I found this really cool sounding music that I'm really into and I want to share it because it makes me feel happy and I want other people to feel happy and enjoy it too. So it sucks that yeah, this whole DMCA stuff, especially on Twitch, is there. I was thinking about like doing if I have like make affiliate and stuff. Oh, it's Zoe. So yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought you go by. I can always call you like CD, but nah, that doesn't sound cool. Creeping Darkness CD. Zoe's cool. Um, but yeah, I was thinking about doing if I make it to the affiliate goal and do it. Make affiliate. I was thinking of doing something silly like Hannah Montana, the movie, the video game. But now I thought about it, I'm like, oh, so is the whole copyright thing going to be an issue because it uses a lot of the music that Hannah Montana is well known for? So I'm like, maybe we'll see. Honestly, I'm crazy enough to risk it. It's like, ooh, let's make affiliate and let's get immediately kicked off. Oh, so as I keep getting derailed, and it's just fine because I'm not one that's like, I'm not one to stay on topic. I enjoy chatting. Uh, so Drakan, and I grew up. My family, I grew up playing this game, so we called it Draken for some reason. I guess because it looks like the word Drake, and then it just has an N at the end, so Draken. That's the only like that's the thought process as we were kids that that I can think of why we pronounce it that way. So Drakan and the Order of the Flame. And in my defense too, this word is never actually said except for once. I think and Drakan I guess is the world. It's what this world is called. Oh, name obviously. Yeah. Oh. Zufo hara 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 hu thalakaha. Oh, oh god. Okay. Yeah. I'll try reading too. Uh, oh, Elrich being an it's an Elrich name. I really need to get into more of that whole mythology. I mean, it's got a sexy giant squid man or octopus man, so how could I not? Yeah, that's the other thing too with my reading comprehension. I didn't read very much as a kid. It kind of goes into the whole no, I don't want to be summoned. Oh. Is it gonna be like the that South Park episode where it's like somebody says your name in the mirror 3 times, it teleports you there. So all you have to do is just get someone to the place where you want to be to just say your name, and then there you go, you're there where you wanted to be. Except that I guess it wouldn't really work for the hall that you're you're hauling. So it's like, oh yeah, your haul would be stranded in the middle of traffic. So yeah, it sort of the whole reading comprehension thing wasn't helped by the fact that you're not very good at reading, you're really slow. So that sort of kind of discourages you from wanting to read it, so that means you don't get better at it, especially if you're not really incentivized to want to get better at it, because practice makes perfect, but I was never really given stuff that I wanted to read or that I was interested in. You get assigned all these stories that I don't, why do I want to listen to, like, no, and especially as a kid too, I wasn't very into like other people's experiences and stuff because that's usually what our educational system looking back was trying to get us to, you know, read and parse was like other people's experiences and reading. So I never got into reading like other books like Lovecraft or other I guess classics that may not have been like in reading curriculums like maybe Robin Hood or something. That's super problematic in places. Yeah. That's what I keep hearing. Everyone says, yeah, there's a lot of racism to it, but I mean, product of the era and whatnot. Reese's. Yeah, you gotta look over. Yeah, like I think that if you build a strong enough world, you can look over a lot of those problematic issues. It really goes into like death of the artist and whether you want to take like whether I guess like the world setting and stuff speaks to an audience, much like this game. This game that really spoke to me because it's stuck through with me through the years. I was hoping to like tweak a lot of these like auto messages and it kind of to try to avoid them spamming. It looks like I need to tweak them some more. Um, so the whole reading comprehension thing, it just is what it is. I've gotten better. I still read pretty slow. I can read fine. It's just it takes me usually reading a physical book takes me a long time because I'm one that has to stop, really read and look at what I'm reading and think about it. Especially when stories, I sort of I kind of go into my imagination a lot with stories and I think I kind of have to like play it out as a play in my head and just imagine these characters and um having the conversations that they're having the thoughts that they're having. So that's one of the reasons why reading stories took a long time. And as I was saying, um, as a kid, I wasn't really, I guess, I didn't quite comprehend empathy in reading through reading. I was pretty empathetic, but through reading, it didn't get to me. So I never really got into reading, especially most of the stuff was pretty boring. He was considered a racist at the time, luckily. Oh, really? So even at the time, he was pretty racist. Uh, Mostly yeah, the tribal savage trope. Yeah, that's pretty problematic. Hmm. It's sort of a yeah. It's sort of like the Audible is lovely. Yeah, I love. I need to like get some more audio, like books on audio. I listened to most of the Harry Potter books at the time through audio. Someone let me their CDs on tape way back before like online sharing and stuff. Well, there was online sharing. It's just audio was audio audible wasn't a thing. So Drakan, this is a game from 1997 or 99 or something. Essentially, we fly on the back of a dragon. It was created by um, Surreal Software, and it was published by Psygnosis at the time. It's an RPG. You get to ride around the dragon. I would, if I had to describe it to people, it's essentially take uh take the idea of Laura Croft, like, you know, woman, strong woman, but boobies because we got to get that male audience to pay attention to a female protagonist, and let's combine that with Dragon Heart. So the first game is very simple. The story is very simple. It's a pretty basic hack and slash game. The sequel got a lot better in terms of its mechanics. There's leveling and there's they introduced magic to it. There's I guess like an economy kind of. I think they started fleshing out their concept more, but I think it could have used a bit more refinement to it looking back on it, but the second one is definitely an improvement of the first one. So this being a really old game, surprisingly, this game has a huge community still about. They keep patching this game too. Not the original developers; those are gone. They essentially the rights to this game I think belong to Warner Brothers Interactive. That's how all these acquisitions work. So I'm pretty sure we'll never see this franchise ever come out again, but the fandom for it is still pretty active. They do overhauls, well, not overhauls. I would say they get it to run on the um, current system games. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Is that gonna pop up? There we go. Out. Yeah, that audio is a little loud. Might need to turn that down. Just let me know if the audio's not is if either my voice or the desktop is a little loud. Yay. An opening sequence that tells you absolutely nothing other than you're flying on a dragon. So, basic hack and slash. Um, we'll probably never see this franchise again. Uh, a shame because it sort of ends in a cliffhanger. Well, I guess it doesn't, but it does imply, like, oh, there's still more stuff to be done. There's still evil lurking about. But we never got a follow up to this, and we will play on Too Hard.
For a little brother, you're not half bad, Dylan. The way you found Adamar's dagger was clever indeed.
I hope his reward is better than that last book of Proverbs he gave me. There were a couple of funny ones, though. Like, your tongue weighs practically nothing, so how come you can't hold it? And, uh-oh.
Quick, get behind me.
I don't know how we didn't see all of them hiding behind those trees. Especially when we get to this, there's like nowhere for them to have hidden before. Yeah, there's like widescreen mod, so that's why I think you could see Dylan just kind of like glitch out back there. I think this is as high as resolution I can get it to run without, while still having that like old school feel where the textures are kind of the best for their time. Somebody made like a high res texture thing, but it doesn't apply to everything. It looks nice, especially for like this custom engine. But since it's just like patchwork, it looks awful. So Rin's village gets raided. Not sure what the point of that is, especially if they're just catching slaves. Oh, you can see the enemies glitching out there. Yeah, this game wasn't made for widescreen.
Ren! Help me, Ren.
Adamar! My God, Adamar, what
Exposition
happened?
time.
Despicable warthogs. They came to my house. They're using me as an example.
Don't move. Try to be still.
I saw Dallin, told him to run, but I think they caught him. Not sure.
If they even so much as touched him, I'll hunt them down and kill every one of those filthy beasts.
I assume they just left her for dead.
There's darkness afoot, Rin. This is only part of... I mean, only the Order of the Flame can confront it.
The Order? That's a myth, isn't it?
The book. You need the book. Locked in my house across the river. An orc stole the key. I last saw him entering the tavern. Find the key. Get the book. Enter the temple. Get the soul crystal. Find Erok. Erok.
Dallin? Dallin!
It's a bit weird that they would kill a lot of these villagers if they weren't putting up much of a fight because they want slaves. I'm gonna... I had to like rechange a lot of these controls. Oh, no, did I load? Whoops, I did. I meant to quick save, not load. Oh, looks like I killed the first enemy in the save. I won't restart it. So I had to remember how to control this because it feels a lot more fluid than I remember. It's been a long time since I played this game. I also had to remap everything before, which is why I had a quick save. I accidentally hit the quick save button while trying to remap and work everything. Die. It's odd that we saw this house get broken into and somebody killed in here, but now the door's closed and this warthog is like, or I think these are orcs. The bigger guys are warthogs. Are trying to break into the house, which has already been ransacked. There we go. Yeah, the controls, the original control screen's just looking back on it. It looks like it wanted you to use the arrow buttons. So we had Adamar there. Tell us that we need to go to the tavern to go get the key to go to his house that for some reason I guess they wouldn't just break into. Get a book, go back to the temple, which is where they were actually coming from in that cutscene. Then take it there. They'll find she'll find a soul crystal, and then find Erok, which is gonna be our lovable dragon. Let's see. I made that jump. Side strafe. Oh, and that's map. This is crouch. That's still map. I believe this is sneak. X is inventory. It's an old inventory system. I also tried to get this to play at a lower resolution so all the things weren't going to be so small. all the like static assets. But unfortunately, like I either the game didn't like running at a lower resolution than what's on than what my monitor's running at, or I think OBS couldn't catch or capture it. But this game, I also had to fiddle around with it in order to get OBS to detect it properly. So, we could go directly to this tavern with the weird boar head and strange language. But you can also explore and find more gear. So they did make this world like explorable, and instead of trying to be so too linear, you can always deviate off and end up finding either just sometimes some crappy loot, not loot, it's weapons to help you out with, or is it Quan? I know I made something quick save. Essentially, potentially more helpful gear. Where are you? Quick save. I made that P. Okay. Alright. Yep. I moved it all the way over there. Because I'm likely going to die a lot. Let's see. Whee! So already over here, we found more health potions and a mithril weapon. So we go to our inventory. So unfortunately we can't turn these, which was always a pain because armor takes up 4 slots. And if you pick up a new sword, you can't just flip it around and put it under the 4 slots. So you usually have to pair like the smaller stuff and hide it under. So we got a mithril short weapon, which does 10 damage, AP being armor. I'm gonna hang on to that weapon for a little longer. We got our default weapon, which is just does 5 damage. It's indestructible. It's got a short range, but it's fast. So if we explore this cave, oh, spiders. Because every, I guess, RPG has to have spiders. Actually, I almost forgot I was going to do a thing. Ooh. Before I forget, I wanted to give shoutouts to a couple of followers that started following me while I was offline. As you can see, I'm trying to get to 50 subs. At least make that affiliate goal. So, yep. Zoe, thank you for following. I saw that you followed. The Mightiest Quinn followed me as well. Is it Cross? K-R Gross? Thank you for following. Elysium9, thank you for following. The infamous FFM, thank you for following as well. Awesome Chan 15, thank you. And Mitchell Drummer, thank you for following. Quite a few of them I see they're from our community, from like Hannah and Jake's and all the other small streamers I follow, like the Mightiest Quinn, like Zoe's stream as well. Ooh. Ah, no, yeah. I forgot how to play for a second. Of course, this being hard. Yep, the usual suspects. Yeah, anyone watching not subscribed to the Creepy Darkness, I highly suggest it. I love her. Oh, I just love your, I guess, augmented reality. Is that what we call it? Your virtual avatar. It's so much fun watching your avatar just be so animated too. I'm gonna drink a health potion. No. I also can't wait to see like your new avatar. There is nothing. Just a pile of bones. Let's see. That's what some call it. Yeah, virtual streamer. Virtual tuber. I hear the word. I hear the face virtual tuber, and I think of like somebody. Oh, the spider's gonna attack. I think of like, for some reason, I think of virtual tubing as like a VR experience where you're in a. Oh, spiders are, I think, glitching out a little. That's fine. Die. I think of somebody like in a wearing a headset, and they're like on a river in an inflatable tire tube. It's like virtual tubing. There we go. Yeah, once you cut their limbs off, they can't really hurt you. I should be... Ooh, a version of it. Oh, so next month. Commissioning another... Yeah. I bet it could... Especially if it requires a lot of modeling. I'd imagine that takes... quite a while to get that... Especially to, like, the level you want it. For it to move. Especially if you want something unique and not something kind of based on a... like a template. Obviously, anything humanoid is always going to be have that humanoid template to it, but you want it to have its own, I guess, rigging, we would call it. So, going through this tunnel actually puts me where I wanted to get to. Had I gone through just the tavern, go under a basement, she would have commented that, like, oh, I didn't know this cellar existed down here. And past all the booze, there's a tunnel where there's this key. Yeah, like, I'd imagine too, especially since it's rigging that's meant to correspond to what a camera's picking up and be linked up to actual real world movements. I can imagine that takes quite a bit of programming to do. Strafe! Strafe is your friend. Oh. Now, a lot of these enemies are going to be easier to take down because if you just stay on the side opposite to their weapon, they will tend not to hit you. If they give us stimulus, definitely commissioning the expensive artists I mentioned a few times. Would love to use my own use my persona, but that's extra complicated. Oh, you have a persona? I didn't know that. Jumping tutorial. Yep, this is a platformer too. Ooh, the mace. Mace isn't quite as impressive as that Mithril. I'm always so, like, cautious about using my good weapons up. Because as you can see, there's durability on a lot of these weapons, on pretty much every weapon. We got a drunk... Oh! A health potion. Nope. Guess that isn't health. Let's see. Did I map the quick health to? Yeah, I'm really hoping we get those stimulus checks. I'm really disappointed that they're dragging their feet on it. Gee, okay, so I shifted it over a little. You'd think it's like, okay, they were able to kind of like wham bam and do it last time. But now I guess we're back to normal in terms of political games. Nope. Pick that up. It's a crappier club. equip the crappy club to break stuff with. Oh, a kaiju. Awesome if you cover them. It's easy to see it come a mile away. Yeah. Oh no. I'm not... I guess I shouldn't say I'm surprised. I'm more disappointed. You think they'd get their shit together, but they didn't. But I'm not surprised that they haven't. Especially considering everyone that I watch likes to cover a lot of this stuff. Honestly, too, I enjoy like following people online, like I guess covering politics and chuds and stuff, because I feel like a bit more engaged in terms of, rather than I guess just listening to it, like say on NPR. Oh, looks like some enemies spawn. Maybe if I can sneak up on them, I can hit them for sneak damage. Ah, you're bigger. As opposed to just listening to it on my own, like in the car, it's nice to be like engaged in a community. Oh yeah, you can get them to fight each other too. Oh! Exactly wise. Generally steer less, yeah. Less politics too crazy to talk about. Yeah. But it's also fun to see other people like just cover like other stuff that you might not even be aware of it existing, whether it be a positive or negative. So if I go here, let's quick save, because this game has autosave, but only when you transition between levels. Because it's old school like that. Oh, so these guys are fucking deadly as hell. Oh, haha. Okay, so that one will eventually just die and bleed out. And it can't hurt me now. See? Deadly, deadly, deadly. I'll load. Mud fossil and fake birds. Yeah. I thought about like finding a niche of like that. I thought about like doing like furry chuds, but I don't know if I'm smart enough for that or articulate enough. I mean, I could try it. Worst case is it doesn't work out. I just stop doing it. I guess I also have to see if I'm like mentally up for it. Oh, no, no, not my mithril sword. Switch the other club. Oh. Also be careful too, because if you get close to them while they're flailing as they die, they can still hurt you. My prize is some armor. I feel like that guard armor shouldn't this over here be on your sword hand, because that's what you're kind of arming, or am I thinking of just fencing and this is just stupid because it's missing an arm part of the armor. I get less Tomb Raider, but I can't remember the game it reminds me of. Yeah, like I gotta say Tomb Raider just based on, you can sort of tell that's what they were trying to go for with Rin. There's also promotional pictures of they hired like an actress to pose and stuff, like in the forest with the sword and her default leather outfit. But no, I know what you mean. The gameplay isn't very Tomb Raider-like. But I feel like, how can we appeal to people? I know, let's essentially Tomb Raider it. Oh, I got a notification. I think I have a browser with my email open. So this is the bridge to the next level, which, well, not specifically, but that cave over there leads to the next section. But there's a secret here. Whoops. If you swim against this current... Oh, yeah, if you get to the waterfall, it'll kill you. But you see a little patch of land over... Nope. You see a patch of land over there. And if you swim against this current... If you take this risk, it's like, maybe there's something over there. You're rewarded with this outhouse. Apparently, this is how you get to the shitter at this village. Like, park their outhouse way out here, and you gotta swim to get to it. And we gotta work, I guess, taking a shit in here. A small one. Yeep. Ow. I have to relearn how to do a lot of these combo attacks. Like there's the stab. Oh. And he drops a potion and an invisibility potion. Oh, no, 2 health ethers. Let's see. Let's heal up. I'm gonna quickly... Uh-oh, what did I do? Uh-oh. Did I just... I pressed something and apparently that... Oh, there we go. What the hell did I push that? It was... that? But it looks like it affects Streamlabs. Uh-oh. Okay, so I hit the negative underscore sign. Oh, decrease resolution, increase resolution. I see, that's why. Okay, so let's change that to something completely different. How about... No. Oh crap, no. Uh-oh. I took my attack away. Done. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna have to... Okay, let's switch this back. There. Uh-oh. Probably gonna have to... What? Yeah, see, this game is definitely finicky. Let's start that up again. Yep. Alright, there we go. Let's slide down here. I guess that's smart. Put your outhouses really far away. But I don't think you should have to swim against the current to get to it. Unless that's like a... Oh. Yeah, I might as well just load. Maybe that's how they can. That's how they get the villagers to take a bath. It's like, well, if you gotta take a shit, you gotta go into the river and swim to it. Just wouldn't it just get them to, I guess, shit in the woods? Yep. No. Stab. There we go. That's one of the combos too. Okay, I see what my problem was. It's if you do it too quick, it won't register. There's that. Oop. Stab. Mace right in the face. Sight strafe as I drink some water. Yeah, the monster designs. I love the monster designs. I haven't really seen something quite like this in other games. I also like the little orc things. Then there's the warthogs. The knights are a pain. Oh, no. Oh. Ah. Yeah, so when it comes to resources, there's no shop, there's no inventory, there's no way to re-heal in any kind of way. There's no resting, there's no repairing items. That's just a scripted event, you can't save him. Actually, if you do save him, he's actually an enemy because he's an asset from a later level. Oh. Let's see, can I find some... Well, I could probably just heal up. Make that G. Yeah, they really did take advantage of the 3D model weirdness. One of those particular monsters do look neater in the sequel because it is refined. And that's the thing I sort of miss from like these old, I'm sure it can stretch out further, and I know that Lessons Learned and I have probably talked about it a few times on our podcast. We usually air on Mondays. When it comes to game engines, like back then, everyone it feels like almost every studio had their own in-house engine, and while you can say that's like a huge time sink to program and make your own specific engine, and whether there's value to that. Oh, nope, and I'm dead. Whether there's value to that. No, I didn't save. I thought I saved more recently. Well, you can say that whether that's really worth the value of doing that to versus say just leasing out an engine and maybe making your own modifications to it. I have to say that at the very least, like when everyone had their own in-house engine, it gave the game like that unique feel. Like you can say that, oh, this game is, it might make their games feel more samey among the games one particular studio put out. But at the very least, it doesn't feel like nowadays where you look at a game, it's like, oh, is this another BioShock game by the same people that made BioShock? Oh no, it's a completely different studio and a completely different franchise. It just looks like BioShock because it's using Unreal Engine,
That's Adamar's house. Up ahead.
pretty much and it has that same flavor like I guess Prey would be a bad example of it. Actually, no, I got a good example. Um, so there's a game called Of Orcs and Men. It was co-developed by Spider Studios and Cyanide Studios. Uh, it was about an orc trying to assassinate a king because, well, there's like a weird racism thing, but essentially their people are getting conquered by humans or being enslaved by humans. And he's paired up with a foul-mouthed goblin. Goblins being really recent to a recent species, I guess, to show up. They're all feral except for this one who's a rogue, essentially. So that game had a spin-off with just the foul-mouthed goblin that was put out by Cyanide Studios, and it's just a stealth game.
Locked.
Yes, it's locked. There you go, Red. Now push that door open with your body. Potion of Life. And there's that book.
I can't reach that.
Oh, now I can reach it. All I had to do was have the game glitch me over. Oh. Quick save. So, well, let me finish that thought. So they developed a stealth game. It's sort of like I guess like Thief. You sneak around, you're trying to steal stuff and not get detected, and you can kill people sneakily. So Spiders has their own engine called the Spiders engine. It makes a lot of their games feel very samey, especially if you've ever followed my channel, because I play their games a lot and I point out that a lot of their games have the exact same exploits in them because even though they patch them out in previous games, for some reason they show back up in later games, which just kind of shows either their incompetencies or their, I guess, small studio indie charm. Probably incompetence. But I love their games. They're not great, but they have that B tier game, or that B tier feeling to them that I enjoy. I keep losing my train of thought. So Cyanide Studios, Of Orcs and Men was made on the Spiders engine, and then Cyanide Studios, I guess, made their own spin-off with that character, and because I assume they own the Of Orcs and Men and Styx property. So they made a stealth game. I bought it because I'm like, oh, I like this character. It's not made by Spiders, but Cyanide Studios, yeah, they're also like a second market, or I guess mid market, not second market, mid market studio. But like as I was playing, I'm like, something feels off about this game, and I don't know why. It feels familiar in a way, and just as I was progressing, I'm like, I know what it is. This feels like BioShock, which is a completely different game. It just feels, I feel like I'm playing a stealth game through like the BioShock world, but those are two completely different genres. But it's like the more I play, I'm like, oh yeah, it has that same feel of like the overlay, like when you get to an item, it has a small little indicator of what it is, like a little title that hovers over the item when you get close to it, and I'm like, like, and once I saw that, I couldn't unsee it. And the game wasn't all that particularly great anyways. They kind of up the foul mouthness up, especially in the second one. I couldn't get through the second sequel to Styx. Uh, that's the problem I have with these games nowadays. What's that keeps making those alerts? Oh, I have my email open. You. Oh, I know. I need to mute you. Oh, and something I keep meaning to do and I keep forgetting to is open up. I keep meaning to open up the closed caption plugin for my stream. So that's the problem I have with everyone sort of like leasing their either like buying the rights to using engines like these pre-engines. Sure, it's a double-edged sword. It gives everyone or a lot of like small studios or big studios tool sets that they can create their art with, but at the same time it's sort of a lot of them I don't think make enough tweaks to it that it gives it their own feeling, like their own specific feel, that it starts to kind of feel samey, especially through a lot of these new games. They feel so samey. But at the same time, I've seen studios do a whole lot different with like the same engine, like the Unity engine. It has its own quirks and stuff, but I've seen people do like vastly different things with that engine, from like point and click adventures to like 2D point and click adventures to like 3D point and click adventures, and really take advantage to like an open world like a Digimon game. I know Next Order was made on Unity. So it's just fascinating how versatile that specific engine is. But then you get to like an engine like Unreal, and a lot of the RPGs that are made on Unreal feel the same. They all feel like BioShock to me. And even when I see like trailers, I'm like, that looks like BioShock again. Even though different studio, different, no ties to BioShock. Maybe they're trying to go for that same feel, but it just feels so samey. And I think it just kind of makes everything not as unique as it used to be. And which makes me just less compelled to want to play things. I was going to use Prey, but I'm like, Prey they were definitely just going for BioShock in space without calling it BioShock. That was probably intentional. Yeah, let's drink this potion of life. No point in trying to sneak. Come at me. Ah! I'm gonna try to avoid state scumming too. Nope. Okay. Oh, I survived. As tempting as it is, I'll try to avoid state scumming. No. Same could be said with roguelites. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, there's some people that are people. Corporations aren't people. There's some studios that do put in like the work to make their games feel different despite using the same engine, like say Unreal. They tweak it enough, like I was surprised to learn that what is it called? Titanfall? Titanfall and Titanfall 2 are based on the source engine. Like a heavily modified version of the source engine. Because I'm like, this doesn't feel like Half-Life at all. And honestly, I probably have a very unpopular opinion, but I think Half-Life is really overrated. Oops, I did not want to use that. I meant to use my health potion. That's okay. I unintentionally end up hoarding these stupid invisibility potions anyways. Nope. I remembered he dropped. Oh, my armor broke too. Let's drink the potion of life. Now let's quick save. Oop. Quick save while strafing. So here's the temple. So this is how I don't know where those enemies came from during the cutscene from behind us, because it's just this canyon. Unless they came out from the mountains. Because this is where the cutscene takes place. Apparently they were hiding behind the trees really good. Or they were just so distracted with their conversation about the little riddle that Adamar had them do or something. Yeah, this is also one of those games where you have to read the manual to get like a lot of story and background. That's also not very clear in terms of like the order, some sort of religion or something. Is like, it's a legend, but is it like a religion or is it a way of life? That's not quite clear. But we do get somewhat some backstory here. We put this book. I'm not sure where he puts that book when he reads, I guess, the sermons or whatever, and not accidentally open up the obvious trapdoor. So now we go into a story level, where we just sit back and listen to the old lady tell us a story about the Order of the Flame. How is that?
There are legends from times long past of an age without kings, when the world was united by an alliance between the races of dragon and man. These are the legends of the Order of the Flame, a brotherhood of roaming protectors bound together through holy magic, so that the soul of each man was joined with that of a single dragon. By their strength and wisdom, the world was led, and peace reigned for centuries. But as in all times, there were those whose hearts held only hatred and darkness. In secrecy, they gathered to plot and scheme, and in time, the Dark Union was born. Sworn to overthrow the Order, the Dark Union slowly spread its web throughout the world, working from the shadows to sow dissension and unrest. At last, through bloody decision, control of the Dark Union was seized by the War Mage, Navros, and his ancient dragon, Kiros. Together, they betrayed and murdered an assembly of the Order's greatest minds, leading the Dark Union at last into open revolt. The first blow had been struck, and the Dark Wars had begun.
I see.
Through black sorcery and unholy alliances, the Dark Union had amassed a nightmare army which swarmed forth from the dark places beneath the earth. Magic of unimaginable destruction was unleashed upon the world. Seas boiled away to deserts.
Oh, there we go. I was like, did pausing it not work? But yeah, I'm not sure who the voice actress is for this. I'm disappointed that the second game opens up with like that first phrase, an age before there were kings and stuff. which I like that. I like that line. Um, but it's not the same voice actress. We get like a masculine voice that just goes on his business. That narrator doesn't come back again. He's just at the beginning and then at the end of the game. It's sort of the entire game, and for the second one feels like a framing device. It's just a story. Versus here, it's like, oh, it's a story in the middle of the game that you're playing. Yeah. And I don't understand if there's like peaceful times and stuff, like who are these evil people like mad about? Like, so much peace. I hate it. I hate all this peace. We should be rulers, even though like to rule what? Like everyone's fine and happy. So either the story is an embellishment of like, oh yeah, things were happy and they're always great, but if they were, then why were these people like mad or upset that things need to be different and summon evil monsters from, I guess, under the world, from dark places? So either it's not true or the villains are just very stock and evil for the sake of evil, which I don't particularly care for.
Mountains lay shattered. In battle after battle, the Order...
The second game, I think, has the enemies, or I guess the primary antagonists of the game, or the faction. They have more sense. They make more sense. They have more of a motivation. They're one of the NPCs theorized that, because there's actual NPCs in that game, theorizes that they might be like some sort of like ruling class faction that fell out of power from another dimension and came to this world, are now taking it over, and you get the impression that they feel superior in some way, and of course like enslaving all humanity and stuff is helping them in some way, even though they treat them like crap, because, oh, you guys don't know what you're doing kind of ways. Like, it's a shit logic, but at least it's internally consistent, and at least it's a motivation that makes sense. But here it just feels like it's evil for the sake of evil. Yeah, fantasy is essentially conservative, so the past is always idolized. Yeah, that makes sense.
Were driven back, and their great cities ground to dust. No longer content to share the reins of power, Navros betrayed the dragon Kyros. In a perversion of the ancient bonding ritual, he devoured the dragon's soul, melding its body into his own.
So he ate his dragon bonded.
And nearly invincible, Navros prepared to lead his armies against the last remnants of the Order of the Flame.
Because they fused together.
With one desperate hope, the surviving mages of the Order invested their power in a single weapon, the Rune Blade. Surrounded and outnumbered, the Order's only chance lay in this sword, borne by the warrior Heron and the dragon Erok. As the armies clashed, Navros entered a mystic trance, drawing power for one final devastating spell. With the words of destruction on his lips, the betrayer was struck through the heart with a rune blade, and the tremendous forces gathered within him were unleashed upon the field. When at last the smoke cleared, both armies lay decimated. Where Navros had stood, a jagged rip had been torn in the very fabric of space. In the smoldering crater below, Heron lay dead, the rune blade broken in two at his side. On that blackened hill, only the dragon Erok still clung to life.
He was the sole survivor.
The Order was no more, but the Dark Union's dreams of conquest had been shattered. With the fall of Navros, the Dark Union's hold on its monstrous armies collapsed. Chaos spread across the land. Mankind banded once more into many tribes and kingdoms, and the great achievements of the Order of the Flame were forgotten. The dragons
past lives are better,
the
and
world of men,
we forgot
withdrew
technology
into
and
timeless
magic, I
slumber,
guess.
never again to return. The age without kings had ended, and of that brief golden era, only the legends remain.
Yeah, so the dragons went away. Just weird, like, I'm not quite sure what some of these dragons, like, how the logic of the dragons work. If it makes a bit more sense, and I guess it's somewhat explained in the second game. They... Oh, whoops, wrong button. Almost snuck off that cliff. You can't go back either, because as soon as you do that... Oh, the stairs broke. Oh! Nope. They ended up going through a portal to a different world beyond. Or at least elsewhere. Oh. Wee. No! I didn't mean to do a backflip! A precarious cliff. Oh yeah, so... Here's where it gets kind of too hairy. I'm gonna raid a tomb with traps and stuff. Okay. Whee! Oh. I was expecting more traps. It's more traps than I remembered. So there's the soul crystal. I think I have to push. And I think I have to push this thing over there. Oh, hydrate time. That's probably my favorite, like, track in the game. Oh, did I do that wrong? Oh, there we go. I need to be there from the beginning. So, this opens up. Or pops up. I'm not sure what the hell this thing is supposed to be. Oh. Actually, I wonder if this is a coffin. I wonder if this is supposed to be Heron's, like, coffin. Sarcophagus. Tomb. This is Heron's crystal. Now if I go here... Hop up here. Convenient elevator to, like, a back door. A lot of levels are structured like this too. To where, like, there's always a path that ends up leading back to the beginning. In some way. Although in this case it leads to, like, a back door. Although there's Adamar's house over there. And quest updates. It's like the only, like, quest log thing is this map. I also like how all the icons just kind of appear as you discover them, and it's just a vague idea of what this map is. Uh-oh. Ah, I missed. Oh, there we go. I'm trying to remember what the other ones were. All the other combinations. Oh, yeah, there's that. Honestly, the most practical one is the forward, back, forward, 3 strikes. I guess this is like if you need to stab and turn around? Well, 2 players dropped that. Oh. Oh, that's unfortunate. Were you gonna have like a D&D stream with over at Raktus's channel? Or is this like a different D&D game? Oh. Enemy. Oh. Oh. Honestly, this is... So, a lot of these old fantasy games, I always felt like... I don't know what you would call it. I guess some dissonance when it comes to enemies, because I'd always find these enemies appealing. I mean, now that I... Yeah, we should be able to play with 3 players plus the DM, but it's not ideal. Yeah, well, especially because you don't have those characters there making their own decisions and taking their own actions. You either have to play with them or just kind of ignore them. Oh, hey, the Mannequin, how are you doing? I saw that you got your tooth out. That's great. Yeah, the sounds that they make for when they're dying. Yeah, they're sad, but they're cute. And look, you can see 2 of them fighting over there. I like it that they do stuff. They're just not sitting around waiting. Some of them they do, but one of these. Oh, that's great. I've broken a finger, and I think I'll take a... Oh, yeah. No! Ah. Back here again. Yeah, I've broken a finger. I've broken the tip of my pinkies. It's unfortunately like that. Now, well... I would say that, as annoying as that pain was, I think it's certainly not as painful as like a toothache. But yeah, like, what do you do when some of your players don't make it? Do you just like... Do you have someone play with them, or do you just kind of like park them off to the side, and then like when you get back to your next session, they're just kind of there already? It's like, oh yeah, we were always here. Yeah, there's nothing up here. Oh, there he is over there. Oh yeah, that was pretty painful when it happened. It was something dumb too. It wasn't like I was doing anything I shouldn't have been doing. All I did was like, I was working at a dog boarding place. Oh. Jesus. Oh, this one got me good. Oh, nope. Food. I was working at a dog boarding place at the time, and as we were bringing him in, I think this happened on a holiday too, so we were closed. Depends if they're just missing session, yeah, you sort of ghost them. They're there, but not really. And if they drop the game, well, kind of come up with something else. Oh, like, did they die or did they get replaced? Or they just like, oh, I'm leaving, guys, bye. Oh, come on. the yeah, so what happened to my pinky was I was working at a dog boarding place at the time. They we were feeding them, or we were getting ready to feed the dogs. They one of them kind of hopped up to one of the tables because we would let them in. I think we might have had food on like one of the counters. One of them hopped up like, oh, like food over here. So I just kind of grabbed his collar and like pulled him down. My pinky broke. Like I don't think it got tangled or anything. Like I don't remember my pinky getting tangled. I'm gonna drink a potion. Ah. Gotcha. Potion. Let's quick save. Yeah, it was just my pinky's time of day to just break. Let's see. The mannequin, I currently have a 3-person table plus me. So when someone misses them, we tend to skip the session when they kept large. When I've had large tables, we make up whatever story reason they had that makes sense for them not being there. They're having a spa day to a crazy fit and they run off to the woods. Oh look, it's a full moon and they mysteriously disappeared, but they're totally not a werewolf. Don't know if there's stuff here to discover or if this is just like a way to get around those guys. I don't think it is. I think there's stuff in here. Uh-huh. Oh, no, it's stuff. Ooh. It's a hammer and a potion. Alright, let's look at our inventory. So this weapon's about to break. I'd say let's use that up. The hammer. It swings slow. I've never really used like the long-handed weapons because I don't know how she can wield that. I don't think I can swing that hammer like that. Like I can see her being able to swing a long sword like that, but I don't know about a hammer. Sneak. Oh look, they're cooking food too. Oh. I don't know if he can actually hurt me. Yeah, that's the downside too. Limitations to one of this game. I don't think there is no hand-to-hand combat. There's some well, mods. There's some like player-made levels and stuff with single-player levels because the developer did release a like a developer's kit, so you can make your own levels for this game and multiplayer levels. There's just combat multiplayer. You either like do hand-to-hand stuff or fly around as dragons and try to kill each other, or you can do Queen. I believe it's called Queen of the Dragons, where you're essentially kind of like hand-to-hand like this. I think something spawns where if you pick it up, you turn into a dragon, or you take control of a dragon. So then it becomes that. The fighting guy had to knock the other guy out first before... Yeah. He's got to finish his script animation. It's like, oh, nope. Or it's like, nope, I'm gonna kill you if I drop this here. Whoops. That missed. There's some explosive stuff over there. I don't know why they're carrying explosive barrels, because it's not like they use them. Oh, that didn't quite work. I should have killed all of them, but... That's stuck. Whoopsie poopsie. Let's drink a potion. I should probably also keep track of how many of those I have. I only have 6. Alright, let's test this one out. He picked up an axe. A rusty axe. Is that medium speed? Oh no, slow. Ew. Honestly, I might as well just use the hammer. Sneaky, sneaky. Oh. How does that work? Kind of stab you with this blunt instrument. You're back. Arrows, but no bow. Do another quick save, and I did not mean to do that. Critical hit. Alright. Oh. Music to my ears. Let's see, what's over here? I think this is just a way in case you fall into the river to climb back out. Let's see. Yep, health potion. I like how she almost goes into her dive animation as you jump over those. Yeah, that trap didn't work out the way it should have. I'm supposed to have reach. I don't think I do. Doesn't feel like I do have very much reach with this if they're still nailing me. Oh, there's no loot. Yeah, for it being a long weapon, I could try the axe. Ooh. Let's go this way. might not be something over there. Come on. Okay, apparently she doesn't want to climb up on that ground. There we go. I don't think it'll let me because I think that bypasses that cave. Oh no, it does. There's just nothing over here. Ah, back in the water. So I believe there is a magic fire crystal in here. It's a pretty cool effect. Yeah, I feel like I swim quicker than I run. Oh, that and there's a current too, because there's a waterfall there. Ooh. Longsword. Honestly, the longswords were my weapon of choice because they're... We kind of got like a medium of everything. Let's quick save. Oh, one of these. Yeah, this looks like it has more range, even though it says it doesn't. I can't reach this thing that's in front of me. There we go. Just had to move for 1/4 of an inch forward, and I can suddenly reach it. Oh, I hope there's... Oh. Yep, of course. Something else spawned. Honestly, I was afraid one of the ghosts, a ghost would have spawned. I could also just run away. I don't actually have to fight anything. At least the second game did give you some incentive with, like, the experience. So killing them would give you experience. Oh, hey, the Rational Dub, how you doing? Yeah, like, it at least gave you some reason to want to kill the enemies instead of just leaving them to the devices, like grabbing the remote. That falls off the couch when you're laying down. Yeah. I always hate that, like, it's just slightly out of reach. Oh yeah, this is very, very old school. I don't think we can... I always see, like, that we make a retro, you know, sprite games and stuff, but I don't think we really see too many people go for, like, this, like, late 1990s 3D. Because usually it doesn't look good if you try to go for it. Because you kind of almost have to purposefully kind of make it look not as good as you could for the technology. Oh. Uh-oh, I fell. Ah. Now I don't know where I am. Alright, so... Okay, there's that cemetery. Now they have to come out all the way out here to bury their dead. I'm doing well, starting a special Valentine's thing soon. Ah. Have to watch the doggo. Ah. Are you dog sitting or are you watching your own dog? Oh yeah, it's Valentine's Day today. It's the 14th. I keep forgetting. Valentine's Day is sort of like a non-holiday for me. It's like, it's a card. It's like a greeting card holiday. I don't buy into. Coulter and I joked yesterday. It's like, ooh, where should we go to? Let's go out to a fancy restaurant. Which we're not because COVID. Careful. And there's nothing in there. I was planning to do a miniature painting stream, but oh yeah, I ended up working. Oh, I actually would have been curious to see that. Like D&D minis, or like, do you make like a little miniature houses? Oh, this is like another way in case you slip, I guess. I suggested Coulter. It's like, oh, we could always order like some food from our like favorite Italian place and just go pick it up. But he's like, yeah, it's not the same because he enjoys chatting with like one of the, I assume she's the owner of the place. Like, she's really cool. Of course, you know, service and stuff gotta make you feel great to be there. Maybe next week. Oh, it's a Warhammer 40k. Yeah, unless you made the engine itself and less optimized, it'd be really hard to replicate. Yeah. Or, well, I guess you couldn't because you can't. There's no way for you to like lease this engine. This is also like a custom engine called the Riot engine, which I think nowadays has a coincidentally unbad, like awful name, because when you think of Riot, you think of Riot Games nowadays. Oh, set the trap. Oopsie poopsie. Fortunately, they repeat this sequence in like the opening of the second game too. It's like these wascally orcs trying to set traps for Rin. Actually, I could just no. Yeah, if the boulder's moving in any way, you hit something with it, it causes damage, and that includes Rin. Though, with the rational, a couple of the chaos effects in GTA get close. Oh yeah. Yeah, and it's not as easy as just like turning down the resolution or turning down the resolution of like the textures and stuff. You have to make it look less optimized, but in a good way. Wasn't there a like a Doom clone that came out not too long ago that does kind of go for this look? Like an old school, like, Quake look. Oh, no. Yeah. Let's switch back to the longsword. Nope. Did not mean to roll into him. Nope. I always keep forgetting to sneak too. I might be able to sneak up on him. Oh. Haha, success. Sneaky, sneaky. Ooh, armor. The gore in this game. Sometimes it's a bit over the top. Having pathing errors there? Oh. Bleed out already. Eh. Yeah, the scavengers never drop anything. Oh, this is just another way to get to where I needed to go. Oh. Guess I should equip that armor. GX Doom has mods that get close, but yeah, still an FPS. Some more coffee. Brutal Doom got an update I missed, so that's on my short list to play. Yeah, I got so many games on my short list that I need to play. There's never enough time or energy. And we found Eroc's lair. This big dragon's head of a cave. Oop. Oh, now it's getting closer to the water. I was like, ha ha ha! Not gonna get close to the water. Stay behind you.
This must be Eric's lair.
Let's check the area and see if there isn't any goodies around. I only have one camera, so setting it up is annoying part. Question, which style do you prefer? Photorealism or stylistic graphics? That's a good question. Oh. Yeah, that is a mood. Yes, having set up cameras and stuff. I like stylistic games, honestly. I think you can have more fun with that. Because I feel if you go for photorealism, it sort of limits your I think it might limit your attempts to try to take like risk or maybe go for something over the top. Unless you set unless you set the mood really early. If you were trying to go for something realistic, photorealistic yet like slapsticky, because otherwise if you end up going silly partway through, it sort of comes out of nowhere and it can be jarring if you go for like, ooh, it's a cave. If you've had this grounded sense of like photorealism or just realism in general, and then all of a sudden you go for you do something silly that isn't realistic at all, then it suddenly it shifts the tone and it can put people off. Whereas like if you go for something, oh, I'm dead. If you go for something stylistic, you can go either way. You can be as realistic with it as possible, as realistic as you want. Or you can go the opposite and make it as cartoony, as over the top, as fantasy as you want. And it doesn't really, I guess, make that much of a difference. But it also depends on what kind of art style you're going for in the stylistic sense. I think a good example of why that doesn't work with photorealism is if you look at like any kind of David Cage game, and when something unintentionally glitchy or off script, or even something that isn't written really well happens, that just veers into that silliness, it just detracts from like the intended mood and stuff, and everyone starts laughing at it unintentionally. Yeah, an in between kind of sense too is I think can be a good thing. Not veer not veer too much into one. Yeah, actually like last night I tried some game called is it Balan Wonderland or in Wonderland? I saw like a news story about it, like, oh, this game's available, and I saw like the cover art of it, and I'm like, oh, that sort of looks interesting. And some guy in a top hat looks all nice and stuff, and I played it, I'm like, ah, it is so bubbly and colorful. Honestly, I know that we went from like, in the Xbox 360 era, everything started becoming drab and gunmetal gray and blah browns. And then Fallout 3 with like radioactive green, everything with a green haze. Let's quick save here. But then and then we slowly started getting into more colorful, more vibrant games, and that was really refreshing. But this game kind of made me wonder, it's like, maybe we're now veering too far into... Oh shit. Ah. We might be veering too far into that, or at least that game kind of veers a little too far into that. It's like, this game is way too colorful and bubbly that it's a bit hard to look at. I didn't quite... Well, I could follow it, but it was a bit odd because I wasn't sure what to expect. So it seems like it almost seems very Studio Ghibli in terms of story, because it's like, oh, you're a kid, and I guess you're a kid with depression, maybe, because there aren't any words, and you follow this little chicky cartoony thing into a building, and you get put into this weird Wonderland adventure thing. It seems like, oh, we're gonna cure your depression by finding your heart or something. And it's like, okay, but it was so like vibrant and colorful. I'm like, it's a bit hard to look at. Then I guess you play as this kid and you switch into costumes, animal costumes for abilities and stuff. I'm like, ooh. It's like, this kid's gonna grow up to be a furry. By costumes too, I mean they're like onesies. They're like animal onesies or like little hoods and stuff. So you can still see his face. Team Fortress 2 let the change into brighter games. Yeah. I've never played Team Fortress 2. I'm like sitting at like 1 health. Oh. And I enjoy the colorful games. I said I've never played Team Fortress 2. But it does have that sense like it's clearly like a gritty topic with like, oh crap, yeah. The war and the fighting, especially when we have concepts of like spies and stuff, but it looks cartoony in a way, but not too cartoony. Might be able to sneak up on this one. Sure, nothing sneaks up on me. Okay. Yep. Maybe because I switched my weapon. Yeah, longswords are way better. prize is a crummy mace. Ah. Let's drink this one. I think didn't it go didn't Team Fortress 2 go free to play or something? Now it doesn't like have like costume transactions and stuff. Like microtransactions for costumes. He wasn't even carrying anything. Didn't I fall from there? I probably could have just gotten here quicker. This might be just another path to the same place if you slipped. Not sure if this was worth it, but I think I have more health potions. At the very least, once you find Aerok and you start fighting dragons, some of them drop like, I don't know what you would call it, like health souls or something. Just like little points, red glowy things in the sky, and you could just hover over them and gain your health back. Not full health, but partially. Alright, let's go into Aerok's lair. Yeah, 5 years ago, the hats and weapons are microtransaction. They've done well with balancing the weapons, so oh, good. As long as it doesn't become like hell, like pay to win. So here comes the traps. Ooh, health potions. Let's see. Oops, wrong button. Ah. Haha. Question, what exactly was this? What's supporting these blocks? Or what would have been supporting this floor if there's just nothing? Unless there was an earthquake in this pit formed? A sinkhole, maybe? But even then, how are these blocks being held up? Some really strong concrete. Oh! Uh-oh. I wonder if I can even make that. Nope. Okay, the physics launched me off of those blocks. Oh, thank goodness that didn't work. Okay. Okay, I made it somehow. Yield rebar. Yeah. Oh, so that's the other thing too. I know what Lessons Learned earlier mentioned the voice actress seeming familiar, and that does remind me. The voices here I find interesting. I don't know what they went for in terms of like voice acting talent, but I like that these characters don't have English accents like in almost every other like medieval-ish themes, or you can say I guess like European like old-timey fantasy properties. They don't have English accents. They they speak in, I guess, would you call this like an American accent? They speak they I mean, to me it sounds like they don't have an accent at all. And much further in the game, there's I guess a boss. She speaks with a Brooklyn accent, and I thought that was hilarious. I'm sure most people would probably think it's awful, but she just has a inexplicably she speaks in a Brooklyn accent. Some of the other enemies have like I guess fitting deliveries, but not her. But a lot of this, like, none of it sounds old English timey. Unfortunately, in the second game, they switched to that. They have accents, which I found disappointing. Because, like, oh, I'm glad to see, like, a fantasy game that doesn't have, you know, the old English accents. And this is the end of the level.
Huh? Who has awakened me?
I did. You may call me Rin.
Inferior upstart? Where did you get that cursed stone?
No need to get your scales in a twist. I'm not your enemy, you know. You see, Adamar sent me. He said something about the Order of the Flame.
The Order? How presumptuous! What makes you think you're worthy? Why have you awakened me?
You see, my brother was captured in a Wartalk raid.
What? You awakened me, Erok? Bonded Dragon of Heron? Defeater of the Dark Union and saver of all Drakan? For that?
Listen here, you wretched reptile. That's the life of my brother you're talking about.
Very well, Rin. I will listen.
Yes, but will you help me, Arok?
I do not have much choice. You brought my soul crystal. If you choose to bond with me, it will be done.
So, what do we have to do to bond?
Say, by fire and by blood I join with thee in the Order of the Flame. Once bound, we are as one. Whatever hurt I suffer, you will share. And if I die, your fate will be worse than death.
We get to see that later, too. Not for her. You just become a ghost.
By fire and by blood, I join with thee in the Order of the Flame.
Just like that, they're friends.
Let's get going.
Wee. Yeah. Kind of seems that way, doesn't it? So what do we need to bond? Ba-ba-da-bum. Ba-ba-da-bum. No, this is like Dragon Heart, except rather than, I guess, a dragon giving you half its heart into you, you just bond souls. I guess the first game was voiced by most of the development team. Yeah, I guess that does make sense. Although I don't know, I thought Psygnosis was like a European German company. I could be wrong. Those aren't Rick and Morty dragons. Oh, does Rick and Morty have like dragons that bond with you through sex? I've never seen it. Oh, and I have the crosshairs on. Yeah, you know what? I just realized, you know who Rin's voice reminds me of? It reminds me of oh, I can't remember what her name is off the top of my head, but she sounds like Leela from Futurama.
A warthog mentioned the Brimstone Mines. That's where we should start looking for my brother.
Really, I don't recall that at all. Oh, you know, furries would be so into that. Hell, if I could bond with a dragon through sex, sure, why not? Especially if it makes you stronger. I would assume it should make you stronger or more powerful. But here in this game, you just share health. And you can call him, and he hears you anywhere. Ah! Yeah, here's something that, like, I think I once read. It's like, so if the Order's been dead for a while, why do these orcs have, like, ah, have catapults and turrets to fight you? I mean, the only retort I can think of is like, well, there are feral dragons. I assume that there's all these other dragons are feral and just exist, so they probably have those to fend off. Oh, those are potent dragon. Yeah. Oh, I would hope that you wouldn't. I would hope that she wouldn't get knocked up by Arrow, because hopefully she does. It's small, because I couldn't imagine trying to carry a child to term that's from a being that's larger than you. Pregnancy is bad enough as it is. Yay, I get to do this. Flamethrower! It's not a whole lot of games that... And maybe I just don't pay attention to a lot of games, but there isn't a whole lot of games that have the same feel. The closest I've seen that got recommended to me by this fandom was Divinity 2, not to be confused by with Divinity Original Sin, though same lore and same maker. You play as a dragon knight, and you turn into a dragon. You can fly around and shoot fire and stuff. Though not right away. It's just disappointing. And not in a whole lot of areas like in this game. Whee. Now I gotta land.
Good luck, Rin. Get out of the way.
Oh. Yeah, see, I also love that too. He doesn't just stand there idly. He'll actually like, oh, hey, there's an enemy there. Clon Horde, Ricky, special Rick Timms, Morty. It's the 4th episode of the 4th season on Adult Swim Animated. My SO loves the Divinity Real Sin. SO? Significant other. Ah. I don't know. Oh, Divinity Original Sin. So, yeah. That's how I got into Divinity was, Yep, good Dragon Boy. Yeah, Eric's definitely a good Dragon Boy. His character model looks a lot better too in the second game. Yeah, so it was through this fandom that I actually learned about Divinity. I never played the first one, but there's a website, a fan website that I frequent throughout the years for this game called Arok's Lair. And someone mentioned, it's like, hey, I recommend this game. Like, it sort of gives that, it's not exact, but it gives that same, like, feel of, like, getting to fly around as a dragon, as in this game. I've never watched Rick and Morty either. Like, I'm kind of hesitant to because I think it's fair to say that that fandom is particularly toxic, and I think it's been memed to death. That it seems a bit off-putting, but I'm sure it's an okay show. Although if I think the closest analysis I've seen is like Renegade's cut video about it, and just how like that show always depicts Rick as like always right, even though he's awful. Am I getting that right? It's the scientist. Yeah, the scientist's name is Rick. Oh no! Well, it's a decent axe. Oh yeah, he'll follow you around too if you walk away. Nope.
Sarah, come here.
Wee. And there's the side quests here.
Hey, did you ever hear a knocking?
Sorry, I thought this place was deserted. I need some weapons and supplies. Got any?
You won't find much around here. The Wartox carted off everything and everyone. Near as I can tell, I'm the only one left.
So why didn't they take you?
As a lad, I apprenticed with the mage of Osa Oju. Oh, I'm no wizard, but I know enough magic to give the Wartox a scare.
Phew.
How's that, dragon dame?
How did you know about the dragon anyway?
A sensing spell. It's how I know when the Wartox are coming, and how I know you came here with a dragon.
Well, good luck, old man. I've got to...
Wait! You said you were looking for weapons. I know where a sword can be found, but you'll have to do a little chore for me first.
Why am I not surprised?
There's a mine back up the hill from here. I'd hide out there, but it's infested with spiders. Clean them out, and I'll tell you how to get the sword.
Spiders.
Pest control. You're starting to bug me, old man. Give me a challenge.
Oh, I have. You'll see. Here, take this key. You'll need it.
Oh wow! I just noticed that he's got chest hair too. Let's see. The rational dub. Yeah, I feel Rick and Morty would be in theory a good way to subvert the whole, Doc Brown, Morty McFly, Tim Maxwell. So if you actually had someone like this in your family, it would suck. Yeah, but fortunately it doesn't need to play out that. Maybe that's sort of why that sort of lends into the toxicity of that fandom. I'm living for cutscenes. Yeah, these cutscenes. I especially love the sense of humor. Like, it sort of doesn't take itself all that seriously, too. In some sections. It does get, like, further darker and stuff. But some of it, that's its charm. It sort of doesn't... It doesn't go full in on its I guess in its story. It doesn't... It's not pretentious at all. Like, later on, there's, you run into some succubi, and of course they're all sexy and pretty, and they're like, oh, like the handsome dragon and the pretty girl, ooh. And they're like, oh, yeah, thanks. And like I said, there's it's actually like the succubus queen who looks horrible compared to like the regular succubi, but she just has this like Brooklyn accent. Or is it Boston? A Boston or Brooklyn accent. Yeah, the game has its fun with itself. The second one does that too, to an extent, but I don't think quite as much as it does in the first game. So now, I get to fight a bunch of spiders if I wanted to. Land. Yeah, and that's the thing too. Don't you just hate it when you start trying to make it like a satire and people take it seriously? Like quick save. Like last week I had a friend make a source filmmaker image for me. Sort of kind of like mocking the whole Miranda's butt for Mass Effect 2's controversy for the Legendary Edition. Hey, Chunkies! I see you. Because I think it's ridiculous that people, that the quote-unquote gamers are legitimately upset at the fact that, oh, we're gonna edit some of the camera angles for some of the cutscenes where it doesn't make sense to, focus on Miranda's butt. Especially like a lot of the news reports have like the screenshot where she's talking about like, oh, my father's gonna kidnap my genetically identical twin sister. Please help and stuff. And it's like, butt. Like just staring at her butt while she's telling you to save her sister. So I had him commission just like an image of like essentially take some dialogue from like Garrus's like loyalty mission setup where he's talking about how his team was murdered. Losing to a spider. And just like here like just have the same idea. Let's focus on his ass, even though like Garrison armor butt is not all that appealing. As he's talking about how his team is dead and stuff, just to have the same image. And it seems like, it's like haha. Like at the same time, I'd be like, yeah, that'd be great if we could get more cameras to kind of like, I guess, have more male gaze towards like male bodies like that. Kind of, I guess, sexualize men more as their as women get sexualized in video games. But a lot of the comments that I saw that the image got were like, yes, we need more of this. Like this is what equality looks like. Exploiting or is I guess sexualizing men in video games as much as women. It's like, no, that's not the point. Like I don't object to, like, let's have sure, I'd like to see like Garrus get all sexualized by the cameras more than was in there originally, but no, that's not the point. Like honestly, like if anything, it should be the opposite. Maybe we shouldn't objectify people based on their gender or just in general. I mean, I guess what can you expect? Because like my friend's audience is going to be mostly people there for the Mass Effect alien porn. Art the Donald. Slash the Donald was original satire, but a lot of people took it seriously and became Nazi nests before Reddit kicked them off and made it. Yeah. These spiders. Okay, this is actually kind of a bit unnerving. They're just sitting there staring at me. I don't know if I actually have to kill all of them or if I just have to kill the queen, because there was that one that didn't script properly to come down from the ceiling. Come on. Haha. I hear a spider coming up behind me. Back off. Ah! Eh. I have to like aim down too for her to hit him. Eh. Okay, that one can't hurt me now. Ah, potion. Let's see. Ah, pick both of them up at the same time. I can't reach the remote from 1/4 of an inch away, but I can pick both these clunky looking items in one go. Where do you find my favorite comic about that? Cries and practical armor that shows off titties, yeah. So that's the other thing I don't like about the second one. So there we go. So I mean, this is okay, unpractical. I feel like this is supposed to be like a fencing armor, maybe, if it's supposed to have only one armored arm. I don't know anything about fencing, but I would assume that you want the armor on your dominant hand, because you'd be like this, with the unarmored part away. Oh, what did you try to say? That might be filtered out either through stream, or I might have it unfiltered. Oh, was that a link? Because I should have links allowed. Do I not have like links available? Let me see. No, settings. Oh, I take it the stream's probably like frozen. Oh, I don't. Huh. Where are you? Settings, stream. Yeah, I don't think I programmed to like allow to do the thingy where it allows you to do links, or the bot will let you do links. Where are you? No. Where do I change that? Or can I not change that while I'm streaming? Allow raids. Permissions channels that no. Where? Okay, now I'm starting like, oh, moderation maybe. Oh, block hyperlinks. There we go. Try it now. It should let you, hopefully. Boop. You could try putting in that hyperlink to that comic. Oh, no. It still didn't. Do I need to hit save? Block hyperlinks. Huh. It shouldn't be. That's odd. Unless it won't let me do it like for mods or for it's like I might have to like end the stream and like start it over. Blocked phrases. That's odd because I figured I would have turned it off because honestly I don't really like the idea of like my mod being super moderated. You know, bad words and whatnot, but and that might like leave me open for like potential like spam bots like, oh, click on this link if you want to be like super popular and get your channel like looked at more often. I think that's kind of worth the risk to have people. Oh, there we go. I actually love that. Like, I'm not sure if I could show that on stream. It's like it's rather tantalizing. Let's see. Where's that window? Oh, didn't I have that window where he had the music on? Oh, no, there it is. So, there we go. For anyone who's like not watching this or not clicking on it. What's funny is too, uh this game does have that actually, but it's just her default armor. For some reason, her default armor is an object. Her default skin, it's the leather armor that you can equip, and it's just her regular armor. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I got the adult filter thing. Okay, whoop, back to the game. I got the mature setting turned on anyways. Well, I would think that it's so weird that like people would, something like that might be, God, that's so offensive, but all the blood and gore in this game is not. Like Rin falling to pieces when she touches the death tiles at the bottom of the pit is not, it's totally fine. Oh, the spiders are just still there. Aha! I have a bow now. Pew. Pew. Oh, that's like... Oops. That's so sensitive, though. Whoa. Wee. That comic's about my headcanon, so desperately need that armor. Yeah. Let's just, for fun, let's go kill this spider. Oh, okay. Sure, one hit kill. So something I don't quite like about this, well, yeah, so well, on the topic of the armors, yeah, so this armor I think is, no, I think the next one up gets a little more scantily because it's scale armor and it hugs her breast. But I think later on the armor gets bulkier and less sexy. And especially like the final armor is just completely like body fitting. Obviously, I think they do give her like a bit of a bump on her chest for boobs. Implied implied armor boob, but at least I don't think it's like boob socks.
The spider's nest. I'll have to find a way to destroy it.
Spiders. Hey, you can't kill that spider. And these enemies are real too, they're alive. Die. Put him out of his misery. Let's quick save. But, so, in the second game, I hate that the best armor in the game, which is, I don't know if it's also called dragon armor. So, dragon armor goes from like, oh, yeah. Where the hell did you guys come from? Don't sneak up on me. Eh. There. Bad spider. So, I hate that the fact that it goes from pretty much covering her. I think there might be a little bit of like implied. I don't think it's cleavage, but it's at least like a V-neck armor, and it's like full body piece. It goes from being that to like these purple-ish. It looks like it's alive, but it just covers her top and her bottom, and I think maybe she might have like some anklet like armlets, but her midriff is completely exposed. It's like, why? That's awful. The armors in the second game too are a bit more scantily than they are in this game. A scimitar. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna lurk off, get some air tones. Oh, cool, no problem. Thank you for stopping by, Mannequin. Like, I also can't wait to hang out with you on your streams too. Especially miss your Iran readings. Anybody watching who's not subscribed to the Mannequin should give him a follow, because he does like fantastic readings of Iran in a mocking voice. It's hilarious.
I don't have any room.
Oh, she is out of room in her inventory. Actually, no, she's not. Just juggle my inventory. How's this armor? Oh, it's about to break, so... Like, that's sort of like where I kind of am with, like, the whole armor thing. It's like, maybe not have women wear, like, scantily clad armor as their armor. I don't know much about armor, but, like, does it... I don't know much about having boobs. Like, I think I have, like, some man boobs, but they're not really nowhere near as predominant as women's breasts. But, like, do you need, like, a big, bulky, like, part of the armor, like, sticking out? To just be like, I totally have boobs under this protective armor. Rather to be, I guess, like, aesthetic versus functionality. And as much as I would like to see, like, males in video games wearing, like, hot pizzas and scant, and, like, just, I don't know, big, bulgy crotch armor. And it's like, that does not equal equality. And it's like, let's maybe just not? I mean, if you, I think, like, a great example of it, and of course, it's a gay sex game, so it fits the tone. If you've watched my review on my YouTube channel of, Endless Bounty, the character in there is just pretty much wearing just nothing but, like, some straps on his top and, like, a big, like, leather pouch armor thing around his crotch, and that's it. But we don't actually fight the spider. Whoops. Okay, that's Weird. Come on, jump. So even... She's also supposed to be able to grab onto ledges. Or am I misremembering that? That's just the second game. Oh, am I supposed to do this? Ah. Shot. Ooh. Just puts me in this cave in the back where I couldn't have snuck through the back door anyways because of those ledges. Drink a health potion. Oh. No. Sneaky. Sneaky rock. Actually, start a potion there. Yep. Boop. And here's another cutscene at the Rational Dub.
What do you know, lass? You did it.
Don't act so surprised. Now, where's that sword?
Got a map we can use? What you're looking for
Not
is
a
a
coffee.
ledge high up the mountainside.
You're sending me after a rusty sword on some ledge?
Nah, the ledge is where you use this. That's a rune of stone. Use it on the ledge, and you'll find the sword quick enough. I marked the location of the ledge on your map.
Thanks. But keep your eyes open for war talks with hostages. They may have my brother.
Will do, lass. Good luck.
And to you.
Yep. Yeah, yeah, we never see this character again either. Oh, there's a dragon. I think these are weird crow dragons. They shoot poison. Killed it. Oh, so, yeah. She says rusty sword. It's actually a really good weapon. It's a fire sword. It's an armor-piercing fire sword. Oh yeah, go make yourself some lunch. I might also, like, need to, like, start working on breakfast. Need to clean the kitchen, too. It's kind of a mess. So I think that's where you pop out at the end of, like, the level. Or at least section where this freaking awesome fire sword is. Honestly, the site was, like, really well worth it. I'm always sad when this fire sword, like, gets spent. Oh. Oh. Oh, that turret way over there's trying to shoot at us. Honestly, it's like not quite the best weapon in the game, but it is a really good starter weapon because it's on fire. It does 15 damage. I think it's got decent range and speed. It has armor piercing to it, and it also doubles as like the fire crystal. So what the fire crystal does and what that sword does, it has magical charges to where it will put a ring of fire around you and it spreads out, setting everything on fire. It doesn't set you on fire though. Not even accidentally. Nope. Put this armor back on. So it looks like the scavengers have... Oh, yeah. Cut a hole through the temple. Or whatever this is. Apparently, like, this ruin dedicated to this one sword. A fire sword of fire. Oh, did the axe broke. Let's use up some of these weapons, I guess. Oh! I'm pretty sure this trap killed me the very first time I played. It's like, doop doop doop. Ah! Alright. The mithril short sword. Short and fast. Let's use up this Morn long sword. I don't remember if you're supposed to... No, no! Oh! Oh, no, no, no! Ah! Whew. Hey, Legro, how are you doing? Why does she look like the main character from the Clock of Tomb Raider? Yeah, I think they stole the... I think they stole the character design. It's like, let's make her Tomb Raider, except that she flies on a dragon. And it's a hack and slash versus a pew pew. Chop, chop. More arrows. Now, the bows are kind of like a double-edged. Not only do you need the arrows to shoot, they also require... They also have, like, their own durability thing. Oh, so I think this is where you fall down of this pit of, these things, the scavengers. And the fire sword is... Oh, I think that's supposed to be the exit, maybe. So here is the magical fire sword of fire.
Can't reach that. Can't reach that.
Eh,
Can't reach that.
it's too far.
Can't reach that.
There we go. Sword of flame. Who could have seen that coming? Whee! So... I think they changed it in the second game to where the bows, rather than having durability, the durability is the arrows that it has. Which is unfortunate because in this game there's different types of arrows, so you just have the bow that does the thing, and then the arrows do the damage. You could have explosive arrows, fire arrows, and you can switch it out between the bows. There is like some energy bows that have their own dedicated arrows. So once those arrows are spent, the bow is spent as well. Oh, I'm only to a few. Alright, I gotta get going. See you guys around. Oh, thank you for stopping by, Rational Dub. I hope you have a good day. And enjoy your lunch. Wee. Ah! Oh. I don't know if the mic picked that up, but that was my stomach rumbling. Ah! Little bugger tripped me. Like twice. What? Oh, they're hiding under the ledge. Nope. Oh, I picked up an arrow. Come here, you. Ah. Ah. No, back up, back up. Damn, the little booger. No baby scavengers like. Haha. Are you closer? Maybe this was a torture thing. Dump you in here and have the scavengers eat you. Oh. There's the trippy, pinchy thing. Oh. Still having trouble pulling that combo off. Nope. Ah! Nope, didn't use it in time. Let's see. Yeah, using the shortcut too is so cheating too, because she doesn't actually drink it if you do it through like the menu. Oh no, it does. Instantly use it up. They make it to in the second game she actually has to physically drink these potions. Oops. Okay, I didn't intend to do that, but it worked. finally cut square. Ow. Oh, there you are.
Anything exciting happened while I was gone?
Oh, the title. If you've if you had a PlayStation 2, this game had a sequel called Drake. I called it Draken. It's Drakan. Drakan, the Ancient's Gates. I'm trying to remember if there was a secret around here. No. So I know there's some scale armor around here. Yeah, so Drakan the Ancient's Gates is the sequel, and it was only on the PlayStation 2.
The mines must be further up this valley.
Pew! Uh-oh, here comes the dragon. Looks like he's caught on some scenery. Take advantage of it. Can you imagine the amount of energy it would take to just kind of hover like that? As a winged beast. Oh, behind you. The flamethrower is very overpowered. Drop any more potions.
I'll wait for you here. Get out of the way!
Ow.
Let's go!
B. Do I spy any health potions? Nope. Thankfully, the potions aren't destructible. Wee. Yeah, arrow can't land on water or walk through water. It's usually stuff underwater tunnels and bridges. So I can use up my bow. Eh. Let's see if I pick up that arrow. And now we got flaming arrows. See, maybe I can pick this one up. Nope. Alright, so one tier of armor up, and it's much more scantily than the one tier down armor. That's a shield. Wee. Ooh, I heard a potion land. Let's take out these turrets first. Right. Where was that potion? Fly. Pew 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 pew. Yeah, there. The green stuff is poison. That's poison like fire, I guess, or just poison. Poison breath. Sludge bomb. Any Pokemon fans? We'll call it sludge bomb fire. It's sludge bomb breath. So I'm trying to think, is there... I think Aerok is like the only dragon you encounter that has fire breath. I think all the other dragons like shoot other stuff. Like lightning, poison. Let's see, ice, and then magma. It's magma breath. Or lava. They call it a lava breath. Right, no more stuff shooting at me. Now we land. Let's see what's in here.
It's locked.
Oh, that's right. I need to go somewhere else to go get the key to this place. Yep, find the key to the Troll's Cave. Oh yeah, that's right. This is a pathway to that other section. To this north half up here. I guess Drakan can't fly over these mountains. Instead, we gotta go through a cave. Rain fire. None of them like dropped health souls, or I don't know what they were called. I could pull up the manual. I have like the box thing, the big box version of this game, as well as like the instruction or the I think Prima guide. Right, yeah. So the key's in there. Take a quick look and see if there isn't any hidden treasures anywhere. And by treasure, I mean weapons and health potions. And this feels like cheating. I could always do this. Make sure nothing's hiding in there. Quick save. So now we're starting to encounter these warthogs. Of course, they're bigger and badder than the orcs that we've been encountering. Ow. Fortunately, the parry in this game doesn't actually parry, it just reduces damage. I think by like 75%. Could always, ow, just cheat and lure him over here. Have Eric deal with him. Run. Take that. Make sure his meaty bits don't catch her on fire. Be sneaky. Just gonna stand there. Take it. Ah. Catch him on fire and have it deal damage. He's just gonna sit there and growl at me. Or roar. Drink a health potion and save. Probably supposed to jump on these boxes. Whee. Ow. No arrows. Ah, no. Ah. That's terrible. So what I should have done is stay on those boxes. Let's use this fire crystal. Eh. Damn, you're strong. can't hit it from here. Pathing error. Pathing error. Scimitar, because I'm pretty sure hitting boxes also drains the durability on these. So, make sure that doesn't fall. I believe that's a mithril sword. Nope. I clunkily put my sword away to pick up a thing instead of using my left hand. Ren is strictly right-handed and right-handed only. I probably don't have room in my inventory for everything. Oh no, I can. I can fit it. No? To give up something. So definitely want the sword. Let's see. Longbow. Longbow's gonna probably have less durability. Oh, yeah, they're the same. Okay, they're the same bow, so no differences there. Might as well keep the one with them with more durability. Because I don't think I can arrange it to where... Keep this armor as a backup in case the stronger one breaks. Wait. Oops. Crank, crank. I'm not sure what the mechanism is there. That's lowering it and cranking it up. Oh, there's no control on it, so I think I have to activate it and then run to it. Usually there's a control on here. Back up here. Airrock.
Let's go.
Make sure nothing spawned behind us. Let's drink a potion. Quick save. Drop. Whoops. That feels like cheating. Flamethrower. Take that. Okay. Yeah, I know this game a little too well.
I'll wait for you here.
Another longsword. Definitely gonna get rid of the scimitar. Keep forgetting the controls. Scimitar's definitely my weaker weapon. Nothing on top, nothing behind. He kind of looks like a chicken when he's crawling through tunnels like this. Oh. Well, it's a good thing they have like this backup, I guess, gate. There it is. But it's not a door. I just squeeze through them. That's it. Come on. That's it. Get in front of the dragon. The fire-breathing dragon. I can't shoot fireballs through them. Where are you? Don't run away. Come stay. Get nice and toasty. He has a line too, Airrock. It's just asses to ashes, but I don't think it's actually programmed into the game because I've never heard it in game. It's something I've just like know exists because I've dug through the sound files through the developer's kit. I don't think there's anything in this underground lake. Can't imagine that this water would be warm. No, it's just aesthetics. In case you fall off too. I think I've had like potions and stuff fall off the ground as they pop out of the dead body. This day's getting cold. How fast the swimming is. Yeah, that's pretty fast too. There's no current in there. She's a fast swimmer. Oh. Curl over you over to Airrock if they wanted to feel cheap. Oh! Great. Or maybe it is warm. Look, there's... Hey, the water is warm. There's a steam vent. What's up, Chunkies? Hi. Aw. Hey, girls, you want attention?
I don't have any room.
I don't need the scimitar. I got a longsword. Oh! Random scream. I honestly did not see that coming. You can jump over it. Damn. Yeah. You know, every time I swim, I'm like, damn. I honestly do think I was like, I wonder if I could ever learn to swim as, like, be fast as Rin. Oh, I probably could have snuck up on those guys. Oh, I can't switch in my crystal because I don't think I have room in my inventory. Alright, mithril sword it is. Mithril short sword. Parry doesn't do anything. See, I think that's the reason why the swords have a longer range than they should. It's because of this right here. So I think the swords have a little whooshy effect to make it look like they're moving fast. But I think that has an actual hitbox, so the swords are slightly longer than they should be. Pushing. Oh. Oh. Nope. Eh. Eh. See if I can sneak up on them this time. Nope. Alright, pick it up with my feet. Take advantage of him being stuck on scenery. Take that. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, nice switch to Animar's blade. Not worth it. This is just a regular axe. Let's see. Battle axe. So, high damage output. Yeah, let's try this axe. Don't usually ever use the axes in like the heavy weapons. But why not? Let's try something different. Oh, that's where I came from. Okay. Chunkies. What's up, Chunkies? I don't read war talk. Maybe it's an armory. Uh-oh. Felt like it tripped something. Magical arrows. Two health potions. It's a trap. Oh, that Clank too, he's armored. It's only doing half damage. No. There's a fire sword on him. Can't reach that object right in front of me. It's another longbow. What's this over here? It's a heavy bow. Lasts twice as long. I don't remember if they all have their own stats or not. Crap. Ow! Ugh. Ah. That maybe switch to... Oh. Trying to get all fancy with the combat. Ha, success. Long corridor. I think Airrock will fly up here.
Era, I need you. I can't reach that.
Needs to be right inside. The cranking. Hmm. Ah. You. Ah. Now, see, he wasn't unarmored, that's why. Actually affected him pretty good. Now let's drop into the water. I'm sure that would have killed her. Feel that would be a tad too high for her to survive.
I can't fly here.
It's enough lift for him to go through there, and he can just squeeze through this door. This is how they stop you from leaving without him. Yoo-hoo! Come get me! Take that. Ooh, I see something hidden. Oh, these boxes. Yay, magic arrows. Ow. Fall damage. Nothing. I don't think there's anything that way. That looks like a waterfall. Quick save. These are harder to flamethrow because they move around. Oh crap, there's 3 of them. Drink a potion. Purple. The water turned purple briefly. And what's also freaky too is that they can fly on the side like that. I feel like that might be like a... That could either be a bug or a feature. Like an intentional, like, ooh, look how weird they fly. Kind of make them look kind of creepy. Oh, the water's turning purple again. Probably if you fly too high, the water turns purple. So, it's more settlements and stuff. Let's take a look around. See if... That's a weapons and supplies. These are good. Okay. On here, we get a cutscene.
Rin, you ride a dragon. I thought the Order of the Flame was just one of Adamar's stories.
So did I. What happened?
A Warthog raid. I thought you were killed. I tried to fight them, but there were too many. All the survivors were captured to work in the Warthog mines, but by the time we got here, I was so weak, they left me to die.
Did you see my brother? He's but a child.
They had all the children at the front of the line. He may have been among the sorry lives.
I'm gonna assume he already knows about her brother
I've
being a
got
child.
to find him. How do I
Oh,
get in
no
this
problem.
mine?
Thank you,
You'll
Mannequin.
never get through the front
Have a
gate,
good day.
but there
Thank you for
is
stopping
another
by.
way. You can reach it with the dragon. There's a secret entrance behind the waterfall. You're the only hope we have, Rin. You've got to find a way to save the villagers.
Spoiler alert, she ends up saving no one. There should be a boss battle. Oh no, there isn't. The boss battle doesn't show up until I open these gates.
The entrance to the mines.
Okay. How the hell would he know about the random person villager who knows me? How would you know about the secret entrance over here? It's secret.
Rin, I'll wait for you here.
Killing some spiders. Ow. Take that. It's a magic drill. Forgot this thing existed. You need a key to operate it. Alright. Yeah, you could still call them while under. I could also get rid of my indestructible blade, but I think I should keep it. Actually, I don't actually need it. I don't think you ever really run. There's always enough weapons. I should really just have dropped that a while ago. And probably kept that little mithril short sword. The second game's annoying because you do have like a... You have something similar, but it only takes up one inventory item slot. But there's no way for you to drop it. The game won't let you.
I don't have any room.
The only way you could actually drop it is if there's a scripted event where Rin will lose all her items, and
I don't have any room.
that includes that, so you just don't ever pick it up, and you have one free inventory slot. That's a great sword. Spider-infested moth.
I don't have any room. I don't have any room.
Alright, what's getting dropped? I guess we get rid of that. It's gonna break anyways. Let's try the longsword. Alright. I don't know if there's any way out if you accidentally fall. It might be that way. Let's see. Nope. No, I think this just leads to death. Because you can't fall out. Yeah, like being right next to the waterfalls like always kills you. Boom. And it stops. Actually swinging that sword with one hand. Swinging it like my life depends on it. Ah.
I don't have any room.
Oh. Can't switch to anything else because I don't have any room. Watch this thing roll around again. Yeah, that's always freaky when you accidentally slice their faces off. They still stand. Ah. Right? Nope. Okay, come on. Walk straight. Okay. Quick save here. Critical hit. He's trying. Aw. He tried.
Erok, come here!
Thought she had done the flaming trick thing through the door, too. Nothing. Chicken, strangely, does not want to drink that. She can strangely jump higher if she does a backflip. Nothing. Boss fight.
Anything exciting
What
happen
took
while I
you
was
so
there?
long?
Cheap shots. Where'd you go? Ah. And my prize. It's a big green one.
A rune of poison. Useful weapon.
Yes. Honestly, I don't. I think it's like the maybe second worst power. Pew. And they stick around and they deal damage. I think they'll stick to enemies. And then you have like a mega poison breath. Bounces. So I think the worst one's the ice one. Now, honestly, nothing can beat top really the fire. But I think the ice one's the worst because unfortunately freezing in this both the games kind of suck. Let's do this. Do quick save. Because if you have a weapon that's either freezing or the fire breath, what happens is that if it would drop the health of an enemy below 0, it never drops it past 1. It'll only drop it till 1 and then they freeze. That also goes for Rin as well. They'll freeze in place, but then they'll thaw out like a few seconds later. You have to shatter them with like a different weapon that doesn't have freezing. And that's the same with the ice breath. If you fly around with the ice breath, the enemies, like when you're dog fighting the dragons, they'll freeze in mid-air, but if they don't hit the ground, they'll thaw back up and they'll still keep fighting. Granted, they'll be at 1 health, but if you do that repeatedly, that still kind of gives them a free shot once they thaw out. Let's drop. Same thing with when you use a ice weapon, it will just keep if that's the only weapon you have, it just keeps freezing them over. They won't die. If you have no other weapon to switch over to and break them. Alright, so been going almost for 4 hours. We reached like essentially level 3, just the Wartok Mines. Will Rin save the villagers and find her brother here? Probably not, but this was fun. I'll probably come back tomorrow morning and pick up where we left off. I'll see how far we can get in like 4 hours, probably like to like the archipelagos. And then tomorrow we also have the podcast with Lessons Learned 1 here on Twitch, or Lessons Learned over on YouTube. We'll see what kind of video game news we'll talk about and see what the industry's up to. So thank you everyone for stopping by. The Mannequin, Allegro, the Creeping Darkness, the Rational Dub. I also saw where are you? Pacific Fruit. I saw you there too. Not much of a chatter. I know you're more of a lurker. I still like your potent Drakan loads comment. Alright. Thank you everyone for stopping by.